Hey guys, now in today's video we're taking a look at the Yeedi M12 Ultra Plus. And this is a combo unit. This will not only vacuum your floors, but it's also going to mop your floors at the same time. And I have to say it does a really nice job when it comes to doing that spot-free floors. And it's also packed with a lot of other features. So in this video we're going to take a look at the robot. We're going to see how well it overcomes my obstacle course, which is going to include things like cups. It's going to have dirty, let's say dirty floor. It also is going to have dog poop, 3D printed poop. Can it avoid the poop? And also, will it avoid other household things like maybe your shoes and even like the shoe strings, right? Which sometimes, let's face it, we leave around. So we'll go through how the product works. We'll see all the features and we'll put it in action and see if it does clean as well as they say. Let's get right to it. Now, the Yeedi M12 Pro Plus has a lot of great stellar features that put it up there with many of the high-performing vacuums. We're talking about 11,000 PA of suction, so that is very competitive on the market. In addition to that vacuum mop combination, it features also True Edge cleaning technology. And what True Edge does for us and for you is it basically extends the actual mopping brushes out so they could get very close to the walls. And you're going to see that in action, how it kind of like extends out to kind of get to those corners that are difficult to reach. It also has 158 degree, right, hot water that mopping, right? So it is warming up your again, those mop pads and making sure that they're nice and clean. And that's going to be really important. One thing I wanted to mention also is that it has tangle-free brush technology. And tangle-free really comes into play, especially when you have dogs. You guys know I have 4 Pomeranians. Well, not 3 Pomeranians. My son stole one of them. And they leave hair. And having the rotors actually go around the actual brush and not get any hair stuck or having to detangle it is important. And this does a really nice job dealing with our little fur babies that are around the house. So not only do we have that 158 degree hot water situation going on here, but we also then have hot air drying as well of 113 degrees. Now, both of these combinations of water washing and then also the actual hot air drying keep the mop pads operating like they were new, and it also keeps them smell free, which is really important. Smelly mop pads mean smelly floors. You don't want smelly floors and you don't want smelly mop pads. So this does a really nice job in both of these. It has true mapping tech, which is going to mean is the technology that it uses to map your house is both 2D and 3D, and it is intelligent. It sees things and it tries to avoid things. And there's different sensitivities that you can actually configure. It has auto lift tech. So if you have carpet, you don't want your carpet wet. It's going to lift the actual mop pads up. It's almost like lifts its tail, like if a little dog walking this way, to make sure that it doesn't really wet your carpet. And in my case, our floors are tile and hardwood, but we could occasionally have an area rug. So you don't want your area rug, again, mopped, right? So that's important, even if you don't have carpeted floors like we do. The other thing is that optical avoidance tech. You're going to see it as it goes through our maze. How well does it do avoiding household things that are on the floor? It also has spot cleaning. So it has intelligent cleaning. Not just that it goes over things, right? But it detects if something is dirty, right? And it will basically go back and do it until it's actually clean. So it can actually do that spot cleaning, especially if you have things that are just staining your floor. The compartments for both water and dust are large. And get this, especially when it comes to the dust bag, you don't have to worry about it for 90 days. It's that big. So let's take a closer look and see how the product performs. And it's very compact. I think you guys are going to really like it. Let's check it out. Now, the Yeedi M12 Pro Plus is a really compact unit. I really like the way they've stacked everything together here. And it has one of the largest dirty water and clean water tanks that I've seen, which is going to give you a lot of peace of mind when it comes to just overall cleaning your home and not having to worry about refilling it or emptying it that quickly. So for example, what we're looking at right here from a clean water tank, you're looking at 4 liters. On the back, and it's kind of seamless, over here what we have is our dirty water tank, and that's 3.5 liters. So just slightly smaller, but that's okay. You do have a dust bag. It's a 3.4 liter capacity as well. And let me just start showing you some of the components here because this is really a nice setup. So yeah, you saw that all come off. This is the entire clean water tank. And I'm going to put it here. And you can see how big of a bay this is. It does have some rubberized feet on each point. It has some guiding points that make it really easy. So when you sit it down, you know it's going to be in place and you're not going to spill over. Now, this opens really easily. So we'll go ahead and bring this here so you can see. This is how it opens up. It does have a little level in it. You close it and you're set to go. Now the dirty water tank, which we'll pull out from the back, is on this side right here. And I like that they don't show you that you have dirt. They actually have clear in the front, and then they have the dirty in the back. So let's see how dirty our floor has been. I've been using this now for almost 3 weeks now. And check that out, guys. That is dirty. And keep in mind, it's a little smelly too. Let's close that up. Keep in mind that I do have 3 Pomeranians running around the house all the time. They bring things in from the outside. Our surface is mainly tile, hardwood floors, and we have some carpeted area, but they're more area rugs. And you can see how well of a job it's doing. Now, also what you have is your actually dustbin here. And I'm going to take out the robot so we can see what's going on with the robot. The robot looks like most robots that you'd find in the market like this, right? So you can see has its sensor array, has your cleaning functions here, returning back to dock. I'm going to flip this over so you can see this right here. You actually have the 2 rotating mop heads. But the cool thing about this mop head system is that it does extend out. So I want to show you this. See how I pulled this out? It comes out to get the corners. This is what they call their true edge. So it's basically going to come out and it's going to try to, again, get the corners really nicely in your home. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the ground here for a second. And I want to show you also the roller. Now the roller is going to be what I would consider a pet-friendly roller. So the roller does have like a detangle tech. So what I've noticed is even with the dogs, and again, we have 3 Pomeranians, long hair, they shed, any hair that gets collected tends to go through. I don't see a lot of capture here. And I also don't see it tangling on the sides either, which is something that I find that I've seen with some other robots. And I just want to show you what's going on here. It does have inside this area right here that kind of detangles it. So you see how it has this thing right here. So as it's going around, all the hair gets shredded and it gets sucked into the unit. You have your 2 wheels. You have, again, your navigation. I got to put on the little whisker. My whisker fell off somewhere, so I'll get that connected as we do our test. But you can see how everything is set up right here. Now, the top of the robot, you do have access to that dustbin. But remember, the whole point about this robot is because it has the built-in one that you'll never have to go into that one. There is a little compartment area that I'm going to show you right here. So if you notice this compartment right here, this is basically where as it connects, this opens up and it kind of self-empties. That's what it goes through, and it sucks up all the debris. Your charging points are right there, and then your water refill is there as well. Now, as you see here, this is the actual cleaning tray. A couple things that are going on here. First of all, you have 158 degrees hot water mop washing, which is going to keep your mops heads nice and clean, and it also extends the life of them. It also has air drying too, so it's heated air dried. And the neat thing about that is that it really prolongs the life of your mop heads, and more importantly, your floor won't smell. Smelly mop heads means smelly floor. All right, guys, so let's talk about our obstacle course. We have some ground up cereal with some chunks there. We have some cups, and I have poop. So you have some poop here, and some poop over there. We're probably going to throw in a gym shoe just for, just so that we have something else. And we're going to see how well the robot does navigating and cleaning at the same time. All right, so we're starting our obstacle course, and you can see that the robot's coming into frame right here as it's cleaning this area. Now, one of the things I look for as a robot is cleaning is to make sure that as it's wiping the floor or mopping and doing both at the same time, that's not leaving any streaks behind. And I don't really see that taking place with this robot at all, so it's doing a really nice job there. And you're going to see that throughout this recording. You'll see that one of the legs is going to pop out, or the scrubbers. You can see that right there on the side. Now, what I'm looking for is not only its ability to navigate around the cup, the way you see right there, but will that extra scrubber touch it? And you notice that it just did right there. So that's something that's interesting. The poop, it passed it up, but if that was real poop, I'd have some poop on the side of the robot because it would have touched it. So we're going to see if, you know, how good the obstacle sensors are as for identifying it and see if it's going to pass or not. And it's right there. Yeah, it's not detecting the poop whatsoever, so it's went right over it. So it's going to drag it with. Now we'll go ahead and move the poop out of the way. So that's a poop fail. What we're going to see is as it continues to clean, you'll notice that, again, no streaks, floors are nice and shiny, that's what you want. And you can see that the whiskers are picking up, the mop is mopping, and the area that it covered, it did a really nice job there. There's a little center area there. We'll see if it takes care of that now, which is what we want to see. And it did. That's good. All right, so far cleaning, it's doing a nice job. Poop detection, something like this, it missed. I have a larger piece of poop there. We're going to see how well it does there. So far, it's seen the cups, right? It sees the cups, but the whiskers did touch it still. Right, and we're going to let it go around it. Perfect. So it's navigating around, which is what we want. And check that out. That's doing really well. All right, so it's the little scrubber that comes out that really got it there. All right, so I picked up the rest of our cereal. All right, it's going to go back. Let's see if it picks up the rest. And it did. Oh, we have two little pieces right there that it missed. Let's see if it picks it up on this next pass. And it did. All right, so as far as cleaning debris off the floor, it's doing a nice job. We have larger poop there. We're going to see how well it's doing with that one. It looks like it did see something and it's avoiding it. We'll see if it goes all the way around it. So if you have a larger dog that poops that size, it looks like it's able to detect that one. You can see that it's being really careful and working its way around it. So I'll do a close-up of both versions of the 3D printed poop. They're different types and sizes, depending again on the type of pet that you have. And so far, it sees it because it's clearly avoiding it. So I'm not going to give it 100% fail when it comes to poop detection, but it did miss this guy right here, and I'll show you what they both look like in a couple seconds. So overall, this is doing a really good job when it came to cleaning the floor and getting around things. And the cool thing about this is that also, if we were to look at the app, and I'll bring the app in frame, you're going to see in the app all the movement of the robot. So you can see where it's working in this area that I defined. I just defined a small area that I wanted it to clean. And then as it's going through that area, it's going to, let's get that in focus. As it's going through that area, you'll see how thorough it's going through and cleaning things up. Now the mapping software is pretty robust. You're gonna be able to do rooms, you can do zones. There's a lot of different options that you'll be able to get through. And we're gonna let the robot continue to do its thing. But pretty much the app itself has a lot of options, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring the app on screen now. Now, as the robot is still cleaning, we're going to let it go through its paces. You can see the app itself has every room is kind of identified, and it's telling me how long this cleaning cycle is going to take. It's going to take 5 minutes to cover 43 square feet, and that's just because I defined this area where my obstacle course is. If we take a look at other aspects of this, right now, since it is working, it'll probably be a little bit more difficult to navigate. But you do have the ability to look at things in 2D or 3D. So if I choose the 3D mode, and I can choose which things I want to show up, then you'll notice that the room changes. So you can see what the room looks like right there. So, and there's a lot of options here. You can choose the floor, you can choose and it looks like, all right, it looks like I missed one of my poops. We'll bring this over. Yep. All right, so it failed one of my poop tests. So this is one of the other poops. It looks like it was able to get that one over there, but these are the two that it failed, which is interesting because this one right here and that one that's right there are the exact same size. So somehow it went ahead and missed it. So going back to the app, you'll notice that you have 3D elements that you can include, 2D elements you can include, and also you'll notice that there's an option there for the floor type. If we go back, you also then have map management right there. You then also have a change log, your cleaning schedule, any kind of maintenance that needs to take place. The robot does support auto lifting tech. So the auto lifting, it is going to, if there is an area rug, which we could have, right, at times here, it would basically lift its rollers, right, the scrubbers in the back, and it will lift it so that it doesn't really get any water on it, which is important. You could also set bypassing, you can set no lifting, but you would want to do that. Also, you have these intelligent settings, right? So that basically you can define the mop washing frequency and the drying settings. How long is it going to be cleaning the area, like it's doing right there, and then how often does it go back? You have under more settings, you have do not disturb, child locks, auto resume. You have that true detect 3D sensitivity. And then I also have it set up for high sensitivity when it comes to obstacles. So this is at the highest level. And you can see with the gym shoe, it's doing a really nice job with the gym shoe. We'll make sure that's on focus over there so you can see how it's avoiding the gym shoe without a problem. But it does have, it seems like, some problems with it comes to the 3D poop. Now, don't forget with the mapping software, you do have some robust capabilities. You can set rooms, you can set zones, you can set, again, full floor plans to clean. So you're going to have a full-featured robot when it comes to cleaning. And then as you can see, the amount of liquid that it's depositing on the floor is pretty light. It's enough to clean things up, but it's also not excessive where you're going to get streaks on the floor. You notice the shine on my floor. If I don't have a shine, my wife gets on my case, especially with all the robots I test. So we like our floors looking good, and this definitely is doing a nice job on my floor. You'll also notice that area, there's nothing left there. There's no crumbs. There's nothing. It's all gone, which is something else we wanted, and it did a relatively good job with the obstacle course. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.